Thank you for joining me for what I'm more or less calling my story/spoiler run through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This is your warning that from this point forward, this video and all of the videos in this series are full of spoilers and speculation for the complete story in Rebirth, so everything we're given in-game. It will be looking at ideas and elements from Remake, as well as the original Final Fantasy VII, start to finish, so including beyond where we are in the story, the whole story start to finish of OG7. It will be incorporating ideas and plot elements from the books, On the Way to a Smile, The Kids Are All Right, Tale of Two Pasts. It will probably come up once or twice discussing Advent Children, the movie, and I will give you fair warning, it is such a convoluted story, and going back through it for how many times I've watched other people play, I've watched my play, I've recorded these videos, as many times as I've gone through it, there's always new ideas and thoughts that I have while doing stuff, so you'll see little interruptions occasionally throughout the video, like this! And those are just, during the editing process, something I forgot to mention. I came in and thought of it, and so added it in After Effects. So if those are annoying, sorry, but it is what it is. So I want these to generate discussion. I want to hear your thoughts, so please join me in the comments. Tell me things that maybe I missed. If you see something you missed, let me know. If you think I'm wrong about something, please. If you think I'm going off into crazy town, if you think I'm on the right track, great, let's talk about it. Maybe discussion will raise some more ideas. Anyway, without further ado, thank you for joining me. I love this game. Hopefully you do too, so let's get into it. And now we're into Costa del Sol, Chapter 6. Where we shall see people be shaky, shaky, loosey-goosey.
Catch you later! Thank you!
It's nice seeing it. Honestly, it is as annoying as I find her sometimes, and way less so in this than, of course, in OG. It is still refreshing and nice seeing Yuffie getting some of that youthful energy. Like, she still is a kid, even more so than the others. And for all the darkness and all the crud that she's been through, you know it hits when it hits her, but it's still nice when she's able to just
So a little sightseeing couldn't
be a
hurt,
kid
eh?
in that moment of innocence, which of course is
Costa
ruined
del
when she
Sol,
sees that
people.
logo there.
Costa del Sol!
And it doesn't take much to set her off. You know, and dampen it things, but
Perhaps we could find some shade first.
Red Sport Paws, he needs little booties.
Could shave you.
Hang loose! Hang loose! Thank you!
Greetings and welcome to Costa del Sol. I'm Capono, the mayor here. Go on.
Here you are. Perfect.
There's gonna be.
A gift to get you in the mood.
Welcome. Thanks.
There, doesn't seem too sure about
There's
that.
Nothing like a good lay to kickstart your getaway. That color really brings out your eyes. A shimmering seaside paradise awaits you, with only the bluest skies and earthly delights on all sides. So forget your dead-end 9-to-5s, 'cause here the fun lasts all the way to sunrise. Welcome to Wonderland, my fair ladies.
One for you. You see that?
Yeah, but let's find a hotel and shower first. Then we can go.
You better not be suggesting we all hit the beach. Hey, I saw that. Don't go thinking I didn't. You two said it with your eyes.
Alright. I did someone else. I never honestly thought to look, but I did see someone else recently who actually went over and explored this part of the dock. I don't know how it never occurred to me to even, just never even cross the helipad. But turns out it doesn't look like there's anything there at all. So don't waste your time.
I wonder if I need to.
Sorry. Sorry. And
Tifa! Cloud, my bro!
Johnny.
Tifa!
No way. Johnny?
Whew. Hey guys! Looking good!
Same to you. So, what are you doing here?
Living the dream! Building my legend!
If they were going to give us anybody to do this weird side quest and the buildings, collectibles, and the hotels,
What a coincidence.
I guess
We were
it's
just looking for a
like I'm
place to
fine that
stay.
it's
Do
Johnny.
you have any
He's one of those
rooms?
characters
I
that
have rooms!
didn't really care for, a whole lot in the original. Really didn't care for him at all in Remake.
That's what happens when you
His personality is one of those that just drives me right up the wall.
I don't know about this.
Don't need
but-
to be shy.
I
We go
slightly,
way back, right?
I don't know. I don't mind him as much in this one for some reason.
All right, let's get you
He's
settled.
still obnoxious. I don't like him, but
Now?
I dislike him less than I did
Of
originally.
course, come on.
Wow. It's,
So it's
I
a bit
don't
of a
know.
fixer-upper.
great.
I know, right?
So it's got a
Maybe
few
my eyes are
flaws.
failing me, but I don't see no seaside.
It's not about the sights, but the smells. Ah, how that fresh salt air tickles the nose. Well, come on
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, let's get everyone checked in.
All right,
Tifa,
here we go.
You'll be staying in room
Got the
101.
Seasmell Inn.
You're in 102. As for the dudes, you can all bunk
The
together.
price?
I'd never even think of charging you. Besides, I gotta run. The mayor requires my assistance at this time. Make yourselves at home. Oh, you guys better not head to the beach and don't even think of bringing those weapons with you. Oh, fate is so cruel, depriving me of Tifa and beachwear.
Time for that shower?
Yeah, I'd say so. See you guys
And yet
soon.
Aerith takes a shower in Cloud's room, I
Soon
think.
is Soon.
Soon enough. No need, right?
You win. Think I'll go take a walk. Though, I should maybe get changed first.
Barrett should definitely put the sailor suit back on.
Still looking good. Well,
Glad Cloud just sort of stayed out here standing around waiting for him.
Hold down the fort till I get back.
Okay, nothing really plot-worthy going on in the minigame section here, which I think most of which I can probably just skip. So I should be able to just change clothes, walk down to the beach for both of them, and head on
Hang
out
loose! Don't tell me
after
you're
this.
alone.
Looks like you're more than ready to enjoy.
Okay, here we go. For
maybe later.
little scene here. I don't think it's that important, but
What's with them?
Talk about killing the vibe.
Hey, what's up?
I still like that
They're getting some sun too.
they take
huh?
a bit of a protective role
Just
With the
can't
black
help but
robed
feel
man.
sorry for them, you know? Poor bastards ain't
Those
done
guys
nothing
give
to
me the
nobody.
creeps.
But we treat them like monsters all the same.
You're freaking everyone out.
For real. Take a hike.
Hey, you leave them alone!
I don't remember if you really see that much of the black robed guys until you get to Nibelheim originally. Like, you see them around and you see a couple of them in Midgar, that sort of thing, but they definitely take on a much larger role and a more prominent and visible role, I guess, in this than they originally did.
Thanks for keeping watch. I'll only be a sec.
Take your time.
And here again, young Red's voice that threw everyone off.
Well, the water won't turn off. Johnny sure found himself a real fixer-upper. Kinda reminds me of home.
Are you almost done? Aerith?
Aerith, are you alright?
Yes, I dried off miraculously fast.
Tell me, what color would you say this is?
None.
Thing is, it used to be white. At least, it was back in Midgar.
Materia is formed from the life stream itself. Orbs infused with knowledge, memories.
The whispers. They took all that from mine?
These memories were precious.
Yes. Extremely.
I think it's worth pointing out here that we never actually get to see Aerith's materia in Remake. She mentions it in Remake, just like she mentions it in OG7, same basic time and everything, just to say, I've got materia, it's worthless, when she's talking to Cloud. But we don't see it. So visually, we have nothing to compare it against then versus now. And we don't know whether the draining of the memories and the draining of the white color from it were gradual things. She mentions, that every time she comes in contact with the whispers, it feels like something's being lost. And the sense is that it's these memories. But we don't see it happen to the materia. So there's no way of knowing whether it was an all-at-once thing, whether it slowly but surely leached the color out of it across the story of Remake, because at this point in Rebirth, we haven't come into any more whispers. So all of that would have had to happen before we left Midgar. So, but we don't know exactly when, or the process, or the speed at which it happened, that sort of thing. And not that I doubt that that's what they're telling us here, that the draining of the memories and the draining of the color hand in hand, but I think it would be interesting to know exactly how and when, because also if you think about the timing of Zack's world coming into being, that seems to have happened contemporaneously with the story that we saw in Remake, including the escape from the tower, because Aerith's there with everybody, and they know who Cloud is, and that whole story followed. So right up to the point of attacking the giant whisper on the outside and outskirts of Midgar. That Aerith's materia is still all the way white. So, were the whispers not part of that world's storyline? Because that was the original story up to a point, and it didn't have any whispers? That's kind of where I'm leaning. If you had to make the argument, that's the easiest one to make, I think, for why her materia is still white, is because it's in a world that didn't need whispers to try and correct things. It was still following the original path. So, I don't know. It just occurred to me while I was editing this part of the video that there is that difference there for why that Aerith's materia is still white and this one isn't, and just to wonder when exactly that happened.
Weren't you headed to the beach? Some time with Tifa might lift your spirits.
Yeah.
Now, as far as we know, the Whispers didn't take memories of anything contemporaneous. It would seem that the only memories that they took were ones of the worlds beyond, the future, what have you, all the stuff that lent us the Aerith knows more than she knows, mystique from Remake. Which I find, it's like, oh, well, those memories were precious. Yes, they were. It's like, but it's not any of the memories that have happened in this world, as far as we know. It would only be the extra stuff. Which is curious. I'm not 100% sure what to make of that. I have a kind of a theory that, and piggybacking off of a theory I've seen discussed to various degrees with the ultimate Aerith idea, that Aerith, there's a version of Aerith, either the one after the end of OG, where she's in the live stream already, is the one guiding a lot of what we see on this side of the story. And this Aerith losing the memories and the knowledge from the white materia was something that it was sort of her link to the ultimate Aerith. And in order for her to take her to her place, and I think possibly, and I'll get into this when we get towards the end of the game, I think maybe this Aerith replaces, supplants, supplements something with that ultimate Aerith by the end of the story. And we'll get there, and I think, and obviously it's linked through the materia. But yeah, this really isn't the place to discuss that, I guess. Anyway, let's go get past all this story bit.
Hey, Tifa. You ready to soak up the sun? 'Cause I sure am.
Yeah. In a sec. Ready. Now, let's find us some resort wear.
And then we can finally hit the beach.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I find Tifa's response there slightly odd. Instead of, it's that yeah, in a sec, and then comes out like, it's sort of what was Tifa doing? I don't think it's anything nefarious or ultimately suspicious or anything else. I'm just kind of curious. There's just something. There's something about that has always struck me odd, but I can't put my finger on what, how, or why, or what it might signify.
Nice touch. I can tell you're just...
Ready to rock?
Do you even have to ask?
Okay, I'm going with my preferred outfits for Tifa and Aerith. Swimsuits are nice, but just never struck me as really them.
How do we look? Huh?
As I said in my original playthrough, just Aerith is just elegant, and I really like the wrap on her. I think it looks really nice. Tifa, if I can't have her in her original outfit, I like this one. It just lends a little bit more of the badassness to her. Yeah, eat your heart out, Yuffie. Cloud, last time I gave him the shirt. This time, the boy needs some sun.
These two, not even trying to blend in, honestly.
Did you miss us?
Cloud? Something wrong?
No, nothing. It's just hot. In the sun. Speaking of which, you guys should probably put on sunscreen.
Sunscreen? Is that really all you have to say to us?
And here we go.
Wait, people. Back it up.
What? Hey!
First we break Johnny,
What a wonderful surprise.
then
it
the
is
most
to see
reprehensible
you
human being in the game appears.
again. Rest assured, I'm not here for Aerith. Though, were she to offer her assistance, I'd gladly accept.
Don't hold your breath.
Oh, I won't. At any rate, a very special show is about to start. One starring you, perhaps.
See, now I can see Hojo saying, okay, well, my attempts to get him on board the boat didn't work. And I couldn't be there to observe, so now let me go take direct observations, and I'll take a more direct hand in getting my specimens.
You'll be set for life.
But again, like they take the black robe guys, or they're trying to, as is, which he should have plenty of
Think about it.
opportunity
Could help
to
give
grab him.
birth to the world's next hero.
That would be so cool.
Before a hero strikes down his foe, he must strike them with awe at his beauty. But he is not a hero by virtue of innate greatness. Only by inspiring others does he earn the title. Do you follow? It's admittedly
Their comments
So
to
you
Hojo
needed
as
the
they're
call too, did you?
waiting on him hand and foot are just cringe.
Consciously then. As you can see,
As is
your
everything about him,
brothers
but-
down there are having a little get together.
But that bit about whether or not Cloud was aware of what he having been called there, I think is interesting, because this Hojo knows more about who Cloud is than he did in OG7. In OG, it wasn't until you get all the way to the crater and you meet the real Sephiroth, and Cloud, it's sort of the, I was following him, that's why I was here. And it's sort of where Cloud has his moment of realization, and with Hojo there is like, oh, you're the only one that made it here, really? You're the failed experiment. And Cloud goes off on a whiny little tangent about, why didn't I get a number, Mr. Hojo? And complains, and Hojo turns his back on him. It's lots of drama going on. But that's the first time when Hojo really seems to know or acknowledge who Cloud is. In Remake, we already saw Hojo go, oh, I remember. Oh, you were never a soldier, my boy. Like, he recognizes Cloud and his significance, and then is immediately hauled off by the Whispers. So this Hojo, at this point in the story, already knows who and what Cloud is, it seems. And so his comment about is like, oh, not consciously, I get. Okay, fine, I get it. You're not aware of why you're following in this path. All the black-robed guys, however, are, and he refers to them as Cloud's brothers even, which is an easy comment to overlook. I've seen some first-timers overlook it, some first-timers catch it and go, wait, what? So it is an easy comment to overlook the fact that he refers to the black-robed men as his brothers. So.
Line them up.
Yes, sir. All right. Okay, let's move.
What do they think they're doing with them? Seriously.
There you go. You ought to do it. Perfect shot.
This is the swimsuit competition for Mr. Black-Robed
Is
Universe.
for me to know, and for you to find out.
And enter the Grasper Trot, or whatever it's called. I did like the mechanic they give you of picking teams and furthering relationships with this. Minor, but it's there, and I absolutely frickin' love the umbrella reference to Crisis Core.
Not cool, man, not cool!
If you didn't play Crisis Core, there's a chapter that starts in Costa del Sol, and Zack is attacked on the beach when he's just running around in his trunks, looks around, doesn't have his Buster Sword, grabs the umbrella, and does combat. And anytime you happen to be on Costa del Sol for any missions and stuff, he always fights with the umbrella in Costa del Sol. So when I first played this, it was like, I threw it out there. I was like, oh, if we're here, you have Cloud's in the thing, I want Cloud on the beach attacking with an umbrella. I was so excited and thrilled when that's what they gave us here. Like, this was awesome. It's ridiculous. It makes no sense at all, but I love it. Alright, I don't think it matters which one I join at this point.
How serendipitous! Our ancient returned foe. We're so glad you changed your mind, Aerith. That's all of them. And thus I take my leave.
Not so fast. Spoil your comeback?
Nah, you did good.
That thing's not gonna go down easy. But I've got an idea. Do me a favor. Keep it busy.
I did this. This is all my fault.
Hey you! Mr. Mopey!
Huh?
Over here!
Who, me?
You want to help him, don't you? Then you'd better hold still!
Ah!
Huh. Let's wrap this up.
Johnny? No! Don't!
What the?
And gotcha! Behold! Justice is served! Victory! Let him go. We've done enough.
The only part here that I want to go through is the conversation with Aerith, because there's one very key thing in there that I want to point out. A couple of things really, but one that I know going in for sure. Sorry, repositioning here. Alright, here we go.
We've come so far, but it still feels like Midgar's right behind us. We were his prisoners, me and my mom, Ethalna. He kidnapped us because she was a Cetra, a specimen for his experiments. And after what he did to her, after all the pain and the horror he put us through, I hate him.
That right there. Later on, we get when we go into Shinra Manor, and the hologram of Hojo appears. When it first shows up, Aerith looks at that image of Hojo with hatred in her eyes. Like, you can see it on her face when he appears, and it's just an AI. It's not, the real Hojo. And you get to the end of the game, and Aerith is talking about, how putting your pain behind you and all the horrible things that have been done to us, we could let the darkness grow, but that would be the wrong way to go, etc. Her whole final speech that Cloud jerks out of at the end. It's interesting coming from here at this point with her in the story where she hates Hojo. Justifiably so. And I guess for me, the question by the time we get to the end is if she still has that same depth of feeling for Hojo by the time you get through the Temple of the Ancients, or if she has used that trial and that moment to put that behind her and grow beyond it. But it's this negativity, really. It from Aerith of all people, who is just such a lovely person inside and out. She is amazing and is such a strong character and a strong, persona, but her inner character, like who she is, her heart, if you will, whatever, is so strong and so positive and sweet, really. For her to hate someone just tells you the depths of what happened with her mom and Hojo. And again, I think it's seeing her heal from this is the exact opposite. Assuming she is healing by the end of the Temple of the Ancients, which I kind of think she does. I think she uses that awareness to put it behind her. Is the exact opposite process of Cloud being dragged down with all the negative emotions that Sephiroth is putting him through and fostering in him. And I think it's part of her not ascending, but her growth process of that, where she's able to then become something more than just the Aerith we know and love. Take her place potentially in this ultimate Aerith idea that we'll get to eventually. And I it's such an interesting moment here that her reveal on this, her feelings toward Hojo. It struck me when I first watched it, and it's been interesting watching other people react to it.
Sometimes I imagine the things I'd do to him if I got the chance.
See, look at this.
I start thinking things so dark and ugly that it scares me.
And of course, the best answer is,
they're just thoughts. Let them be dark and ugly.
and the worst answers as you go through are,
You think so?
things like, well, it's okay to have that person. It's so the and it's the varying degrees of
You'll know what to do.
allowing or how okay are those feelings really.
I'm with you.
And that line there isn't quoted, but it's mirrored at the end when Aerith tells Cloud, when she gives him back the black materia. And now here's the other kind of important thing, I think.
No need to worry about the future till it comes. Not until the moment arrives. And when it does, I'll be counting on you.
Good.
Not you. That was to her, my future self. Can't say when you'll meet, but trust me, you'll love her. Just you wait.
Which from anybody else would be a weird thing to say, but not, you know, but not profound, I guess. From her, I think it's some lingering bit of not foreknowledge, but just the awareness of of where this path is taking her and what is ahead for her in ultimate Aerith's grand scheme of what's going on in this story. Which, again, we won't know for sure or confirm a damn thing until we get through part 3 and we see where they've been leading us this whole time. But with the proposed idea of this ultimate Aerith, I think that comment feeds it a little bit.
It's moments like these we have to hold on to.
Yeah, it's those positive moments. It's the friendship, the relationships. That's what Aerith wants to focus on and hold on to, not the negativity.
It's because of Hojo this place is in ruins. No, I can't blame him for our actions. I know I should strive to maintain my composure around him, but...
Don't sweat it. Anyone would want to punch that smug asshole. I know I do.
Your fists in my fangs.
I will say, Red's trial was brutal to watch. And I read somewhere, and I don't know that it was confirmed one way or the other officially, like in canon, but I did read somewhere that when Red was captured, and this makes sense, he still had both eyes. And you don't see it because the Red that you see in the trial is this Red. It's not a year or whatever ago Red. And so, yeah, and I looked at a close up. There's like a split second at one point where you can see his face, and he's the same Red we see here. So he's missing that eye. But I saw somewhere that Red still had the eye when he went in, and which means that at some point in Hojo's laboratory, he lost it, presumably from some form of experiment or something that Hojo did. Maybe Red tried to escape, it was injured, whatever, but it was because of being in Hojo's lab that his eye was lost. So tack that onto chaining him up, holding him down, tattooing, and in a brutal way imaginable, tattooing the number on him, everything that Red went through. It's not hard to see why Red goes for Hojo's throat any chance he can. And it's easy to see why that is the main focus of Red's trauma in his trial. Speaking of Red going for Hojo's throat, when we first met Red in Remake, he was damn near feral and went after Hojo with bloodlust in his eyes, charging down the hallway, slammed into the elevator as Hojo escaped, turned around, and he was about to fight us. And Aerith walks forward, touches him, and if I remember right, there was even the same sort of memory flash, the thing like when she touches Marlene. But regardless, the effect is the same. Red immediately goes, shoom! And it's like very cool and chill all of a sudden. And I believe it's even mentioned that he says later, soon after that when she touched him, he saw something, yeah, visions of the future. I forget exactly what he said, but he saw something as well. And in that same way that Aerith transferred some knowledge of the future possibilities or the future events to Marlene, that she did the same thing to Red in that moment. Which, then if you think of the ending of Remake, when we first get the, those live stream-esque things flying into people's heads and showing us visions of the future, the possible future if we fail to succeed here today, or whatever it is that Red says. Red knows what he's looking at. That wasn't a, whoa, that was weird. That was me, like, running along with little kids with me. Wow. That was, oh, I know exactly what that is. So I think that may have been some of what the future that he gained from Aerith, the knowledge of what might happen there. Because, and I think someone looks at him, and maybe it's Aerith, I forget what it is. I need to look it up, and I may put a bit of it on screen here. And he sort of looks down and away, like almost in shame or something there, I think. And it's that, it's a weird moment. And so I just think it's interesting, we're having this conversation about Aerith and hatred, and in a moment just touching Red originally, she calms his rage. And whether it's just by granting this knowledge or there's a calmness and a surety that comes along with it, I don't remember getting the same sense in Remake of Aerith hating Hojo that much. And maybe it's just there's been some time separation, but I don't really remember getting that sense in Remake. It was really just seeing her reaction here, and then in Shinra Manor, that it really just, you see it, you feel it, you hear it. Remake Aerith also had more foreknowledge than this one does. She still had, ostensibly, the full, we don't know, white materia. More knowledge of what the future held, more in touch with that ultimate Aerith idea. And granting that future knowledge calmed down Marlene, calmed down Red, left her and had her in a state of peace, calmness, acceptance, something along those lines. That now that she only has the clear materia, she may be more open to some of those negative emotions, like hating Hojo. And then her trial at the end helps sort of purify her or purge some of those emotions, or at least allows her to process and come to terms with them and allow her to let go of those negative emotions. And like I said, we'll revisit this, but it might offer a chance for her to take that next step that she wouldn't have had otherwise. So she might have been in that place still in Remake and able to sort of grant that to others, but that's not something she could do right now with where she is emotionally and with the materia as a symbol of that. So it's just, Red's hatred of Hojo is long-standing and arguably as deep or deeper than Aerith's. But yeah, when I was watching this, that called back that scene where he went from hating Hojo's guts and being literally ready to rip his throat out given the option, and hey guys, what's up? I am what you see before you, nothing more. We're cool. So, interesting, worth commenting on it right in this moment here. Pretty sure that's Fort Condor over there.
Guess this ends our fun in the sun.
No bird, but
Yeah, no fun ain't the word I'd use.
So, back to the hotel?
Johnny's famous Seasmell Inn.
and beat up Johnny.
Guys?
Johnny! Are you alright?
Go get that sympathy play from Jenny, Johnny.
You're the man of the hour.
I don't know. You see, a few kind girls who saw what happened on the beach gave me the lowdown. On the hotel and Mayor Capono. Ugh, I'm a moron. How could I be so blind?
You borrowed a lot of money from him, right? Will you be able to pay it back?
So, the girls told Capono, keep leeching off our hero and we'll smear your name so bad Shinra'll kick you to the curb. And the crazy thing is, it worked. He caved. I am footloose and debt-free, baby.
That's great.
Johnny, the local hero. Proprietor of the Seaside Inn, soon to be 7-star resort hotel.
Now that would be something.
You know you gotta get 1 star before you can get the other 6, right?
Very funny, but I got plans. Ow, 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 ow.
Well, good for you.
You okay there?
Great.
Now watch him fall up the stairs.
Thanks for everything.
Nah, I should be the one Anyway, what's next?
Gotta follow some rows.
Oh, those dudes shuffled off toward Mount Corel this morning. Tried to get the injured ones to stay till they were healthy, but...
Corel, huh?
Corel it is.
Be safe, you guys. Wouldn't want anything to happen to my inaugural guests. Bon voyage.
Hello? Aren't you all forgetting about someone? And... action! Some know me as the world's greatest
I'm glad they
Materia
brought this
hunter.
back.
Others, an unstoppable assassin.
And that she doesn't trip over herself as much this
A
time.
benevolent and beautiful ninja. But who am I truly? Who ties what rose? The one and only Yuffie!
Cool.
Hey, hold it, you spiky-haired jerkface!
I can't not laugh every damn time.
I challenge you to a duel! If I win, you get the honor of serving yours truly. However, if you manage to somehow fluke your way to victory, this amazing ninja will agree to join you. What do you say? Wait, seriously? I mean, we don't actually
Don't
have
start
to
nothing, won't be
fight.
nothing.
That is, unless you really want to. Oh, abort, abort! Tactical retreat!
The hell is her deal?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Hey! Where do
4
you think
steps.
You're going. Think this through. Are you absolutely 100% certain you don't want me around to save your butts?
You can come with.
I knew you'd say well, seeing as you're so desperate.
Welcome to the team, Yuffie.
Okay, that's where this one's going to end. Next videos will be, of course, headed out into the really not anything story related or lore or interesting, I don't think, in the Costa del Sol Corel region. So we'll pretty much be heading straight to the mines and going through there, and then heading to North Corel and up into the gold saucer should be next chapter, I think. So there's pretty much sort of pairing up in 2 chapters at a time in these videos. So that'll pretty much what we'll cover next time, I think. Anyway, thanks you for watching. Please leave a like if you are not already subscribed. Click that button and you get some notifications for when future content comes out. And by all means, please leave some comments on anything that you noticed in these chapters that maybe I missed, or if I found something or pointed out something interesting that you missed, or just feel like commenting on. By all means, that's sort of one of the points of these videos, is just to generate some conversation and discussion and thought about this game and where it's going and where it's been. So anyway, like, subscribe, the usual, and hope everybody's having a great day. See you next time. Bye.